Kyler, when you said find someone you want to be, I think that is a very valuable and solid piece of advice. And maybe not just one, but several. You know, in addition to building your brand, the network piece is the most important. And that is leveraging your network, leveraging others' network. And I think in general, people want to help. So if it's done in a thoughtful manner, you know, you're going to reach out to people and, you know, take a few moments of their time. The other things that have supported me in my career have been being grateful for the great business leaders that I did have, and associating and spending as much time as I can with them. The constant learning, you know, Dr. Sue, when you were talking about your reading, every time I see a leader that I admire and they share their insights in the books that they're reading, I've got that book on my list as well. So I think just always being curious and always learning and doing things that scare you and helping you grow. But I'll go back to that, you know, finding the people that you want to be and what was their path. I love that.
So critical. Absolutely. Amazing insight. Thank you so much. What about you, Anna? What would you recommend as your number one piece of advice in concluding this conversation?
I think it would be adaptability to the new normal being AI, whether we like it or not, it's here. And I think I read this one post which said, even if we stop all funding to AI at this point, there is enough to like propel it for the next 5 years. So one key piece of adaptability, especially in the AI world, I would say is rapid experimentation, and using the AI skill where it is most useful, which is, as Dr. Sue said, the velocity part of it, the scaling aspect of it. So use AI for those tasks and use the human creativity where it is needed. And I think it's going to be a combination of both that would help you get ahead in this AI world.
Very well said. Amazing advice. Thank you so much. Maggie, we'll go to you next.
So similarly to what Nejo said, I really do think the big thing is pick a space, pick a topic that you're interested in and really dive in there. Being a specialist in area is it's a great time to be a specialist right now. Being a generalist is good, but being a specialist really will help you. I think one big piece of advice that I got early on and definitely helped me is, be a great listener, right? Like listen to the people that you're in the room with, listen to the people that you get to like hear on podcasts, the people you're reading their books, whatever it may be, but listen to those people. Like I think one of the biggest things that helped me was just being in the room with people or being in meetings or being on webinars and hearing how other people talked and how they asked questions or they answered questions. Like, I think that kind of stuff, it doesn't even matter the space you're in. You could be in a technical role or a non-technical role, that will push you light years ahead.
Wonderful. That's excellent advice. Thank you so much, Maggie. Let's go to Dr. Sue.
Yeah, I would say I would take a different. I'd say know the purpose of your life. It doesn't matter what your age is. It doesn't matter whether you're in data. Yeah, and just know that. Write that down. Know what your values are. Know what your intent is. It's got nothing to do with data, AI, nothing. And then align that to those purpose and values, to what your intent is and how you believe AI is going to help you. And just like open source, keep yourself, have a very open mind, just be curious. People have already said that. And listen. But as you're listening, jot down where you can self-propel and take actions. Don't wait for others to take actions, but don't put yourself at risk or anybody else at risk or your company at risk as well, right? So self-learn, self-motivate, all of that, but must always be aligned to what you are propelled by. Because when you are doing that, believe me, it's not going to be about you. It's not going to be about your project. You, your team, your company, and what your work will be, it'll shine. It'll shine in many different ways. Always fail. You must fail. If you don't fail, you will never learn. So please make sure that you fail a couple of times in life, and that'll teach you humility. So AI or no AI, AI will help you, enable you to get there very quickly. But I think if you are aligned with purpose, with value, and with intent, AI is going to be that enabler that helps you get there. And you just have to be open. Just be open with your mind. Think about open sources. Use your LLMs, use your data connectors, use whatever. Those are just enablers. They're nothing more than that. And then use your fantastic human brain. Let no one stop you. And if someone is stopping you, stop yourself. Ask yourself why someone stopped you.
Mhm.
Because I've gone through that I continue to go through that. And then when I calm myself down, I say, why did I allow myself to go through that? No one else should have had that power over me. And I think this is what I'm trying to say, that when we stop and we ask ourselves why we believe that AI has that much power over us, which we shouldn't have, we shouldn't be afraid of it, is that they will actually know how we can use AI to our advantage. And I don't think we're there yet. I think this buzz about AI is a buzz, but to some people, it's much more than buzz, it's a fear, right? And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to close it with this. If you go back to 60 Minutes, and if you go back and listen to John Hinton, who now lives in Canada, who began in the 1960s with AI, and he's let the genie out of the let AI out of the out, and he's wants the AI to go back. He actually regrets working on this. I'm not making this up. You just have to go back. It's about a year old. His interview is a year old, if not more than that. And he says, I don't know if let the monster out, but the genie's out of the lamp. I can't put the genie back. And you have to listen to what he is saying. There are plenty of people who've talked about AI, but I would say there are maybe 5 to 10% really in the world who really know the impact of what AI can and cannot do. So I always say, go make good use of it, but proceed with caution. Use it, but always question the veracity and the quality of information that is being provided before you start building it and use it blindly. It could be very detrimental to you as well.
Using that human brain as well to make sure you have those quality.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Amen. All right, Anne, back to where we started. What would be your advice?
I would say, coupled with what folks have already said, the lovely ladies here, take advantage of opportunities. Create your own, but as opportunities are given to you, embrace them. They can be unsettling, but that's where growth comes from, is when you're challenged. So as I talk to others and just on my journey, I have been afforded a lot of opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of, and it's taken me places I didn't necessarily set out to arrive at, and here I am. So take advantage of opportunities, and right now is an amazing time for a ton of opportunities, so grasp them.
Well said. Thank you so much, Anne. That's excellent advice. And I'll just share my own with all of this amazing insight that you've shared. But I think it's the power of asking. You mentioned and getting a little bit uncomfortable. Get comfortable with asking to be in the room. Can I sit in on this meeting? Can I ask you a few questions about how I can improve upon my role? Can I be part of this AI incubator, beta testing, anything like that? You are never going to know what is possible until you ask for the impossible. And getting comfortable with that, seeing it as an opportunity to kind of work that muscle. We mentioned failure a little bit, how to fail right? In order to move forward, fail forward, and get that next opportunity and take those learnings. That's only going to happen if you get out there and ask. So even if the answer is no, that's working that muscle to make sure that the next time you're still asking to be there.